Hello once again. So I'm going to expand on something that I mentioned briefly in the last video, which is the idea of keeping the front toe pointed, and why. So the reason that we want the front toe pointed is because it's going to allow us to always be lined up with whatever we're fencing, and that's really where it should be going. If my opponent is slightly off to my side, I want to reposition so that now my toe is facing toward them. Right? You even see this in footwork such as cross-line steps. So if I step across like so, my toe is still pointing toward my opponent. Right? I do not step this way, or I'm off balance for a bit. I keep the toe facing what I'm supposed to be attacking. Now, the human body does not want to naturally do this. This requires some practice. What your body wants to do when you step forward is it wants to square up, because this is how we're built to stand. The issue with this, and the reason you want to get into the habit early of pointing the toe, is that here, if I try to resist pressure on this line, I have nothing else to fall back on. It's just my heel, and then it's my rear. If the toe's pointed, I can sit down onto it a little bit, I can reposition quite easily, and maintain my strength. Here, if I try to reposition, I'm just stepping back and I'm probably going to topple. Now another reason that you want to get into the habit of this is, let's say I've stepped this way and I need to go forward some more. There's an opportunity to get a thrust in. That's just going to mess up your knee. If the toe is instead pointed, you can safely put more pressure, more weight onto it as you go forward. Another key reason is actually because it's about foot engagement. If I step sideways, I can only really bring the outside of my foot to bear if I want to go back this way. If I step with my toe pointed, I can push off the entirety using all of my toes and my arch. It's just a little bit of extra advantage. You see this a lot in simple steps, a little small footwork, where I'm picking up and pushing off of each foot respectively, and I'm not using any bigger motion than my feet engaging against the floor. So how can we make sure that the toe is pointed when we're doing cutting? Well, really in this case, it's more about self-policing than anything else. You can find a line that you can step onto to make sure that you're lined up, kind of the opposite of the online drill, except now I've got two lines. Or you can look into a mirror, which is what I did when I was first learning. Generally, once you've got it in the back of your mind, you'll start self-policing and it won't be an issue for very long. Now, having said that, we've all got those tournament videos that we look and we go, oh, why is my toe off to the side? No! But just keep practicing and hopefully that won't happen anymore. But I'll be discussing some other body mechanics another time.